Hey guys, OG Albina here, bringing you guys my NCP Wi-Fi week is it? Week 6 match against Jacob and his Green Bay Pikachus. So yeah, if you guys do enjoy the vid, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, just so you can keep up with our battles as they go up in the upcoming weeks. This league, as well as our APA Little Cup run and our cap run. But yeah, without being said, let's jump right into the video. I am going to start off with a quick little team builder portion just so you can see my process behind building, why I brought the mons I did, spreads I did, but there will be a timestamp in the description if you do want to just check out the team that the battle that ended up going down. So yeah, if you did forget, our team consists of the Zygarde 50%, Keldeo, Florges, Mega Aggron, Azelf, Serena, Dravion, Staraptor, Alolan Marowak, Crystal, and Rotom Fan. While Jacob's rocking out with the Mega Mawile, Torrentee, Hydreigon, Slowbro, Blacephalon, Chestnut, Fortress, Ambipom, Garbodor, Rotom Frost, and Rhyperior. So right off the bat, biggest threats, Mega Mawile is obviously always terrifying. We definitely have to just kind of pivot around that thing. There's nothing that can really switch in 100% and take that thing on. Not much in the game, at least, that can really, just beat that with just pretty good coverage, and it's just monstrous attack stat. So we do have to definitely work around that. Torrentee is very, very nice against us. Flying Spam, if he can hit his Hurricanes. Flying Spam plus, let's say what, Heat Wave can pretty much just hit everything on our team, which is pretty scary. And then the next biggest threat, honestly, the second biggest threat, probably over Torrentee, is going to be Blacephalon. If that thing gets a couple Beast Boosts going, there's not much we can do. It can kind of just steamroll through us. I don't expect choice because he wants to switch up moves versus us. He doesn't want to be locked into Fire Blast. We have something like Zygarde in the back where we can come in and use that as a potential setup bait, stuff like that. So I definitely see a Z Blacephalon coming, maybe with Calm Mind and then 3 attacks, or Sub Calm Mind or something like that to try and take advantage of some switches and stuff like that. And then last, Hydreigon can be very scary. We do have a Florges, which, spoilers, we are bringing, but if that thing gets too shipped down or too low, it can be very, very scary versus us. It stabs kind of just claim one of it in Florges. So yeah, with that being said, let's jump right into the builder. So first off, we have our Azelf here, rocking out with the choice specs: Levitate ability, Psychic, Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball, and U-Turn, 252 special attack, 4 speed def, and 252 speed with a timid nature. So this is allowing us to speed tie with Ambipom, which is his fastest member. It's a great wall breaker here. His psychic resists are mons that I want to take chip. He does have a decent amount. In 3, I think it's the Fortress, the Mega Mawile, and the Slowbro, but they definitely don't want to check a choice spec psychic. Slowbro, unless he is a Solvez variant with a good amount of speed def, it doesn't want to take those psychics. I believe it could potentially even be 3-hit KO'd after rocks. I'm totally forgetting how off the top of my head, but definitely doesn't want to switch in and take that. Same with Mawile, not a mon that you don't definitely want to take those hits, and Fortress isn't great on the speed def side either. Dazzling Gleam hits the Hydreigon, Shadow Ball hits the Slowbro, and then U-Turn just for momentum if we can predict a switch or something like that. Just again, in one of our other threats. Great wall breaker though. Like I said, its job is just to punch holes in this team, potentially win late game, and just spam psychic if we do weaken things sufficiently. And honestly, just put chip onto those mons like Slowbro and Mawile and stuff like that, because that is very important for the game plan I have going here. That being, because our win con this week is going to be Zygarde. We're rocking out with the Dark EMZ with Dragon Dance, 1000 Arrows, Crunch, Zen, Headbutt, 236 HP, 172 attack, and 100 speed with a Adamant nature, almost a Jolly. So yeah, the 100 speed allows us to outspeed a max speed Torrentee at +1, which is very, very nice. There wasn't really much else that I really 100% needed to creep. Everything that I wanted to outspeed already kind of outsped us, or we just outsped with just natural speed and stuff like that. So the 170 with the 172 attack, after 2 rock switch-ins, I believe we always knock out a max defense Slowbro with a +1 Z Dark, and we actually have a pretty decent chance to knock it out with only just 1 rock switch-in. I believe it's a 37% chance. If he just max HP, we definitely knock that thing out. HP just allows us to live hits a little bit better. We always live an Ice Beam from Slowbro. We can actually, if it switches in on the +1,
we can potentially get +2 on that thing, actually. If we are at a high amount of health, I believe no special attack Slowbro does 80 max to us. So if we can force a switch and then get up another DD, and then honestly just win from there if we have chip on this and the chestnut. So beyond that, we also, the 236 HP also allows us to live 2 HP ices after rocks from a minus speed nature chestnut, which does sound like a pretty odd calc, but chestnut is also a pretty good response to Zygarde, being that it does resist arrows so well, and it's naturally high defense and stuff like that. But the thing is, I think if he wants to bring that as a Zygarde check, he's going to need HP Ice and like a Relaxed Nature or something like that, because if I was potentially Coil Zygarde, we could really use that as setup fodder. It really doesn't break through us very well. So I figured having that, HP for that so we could still potentially set up on that is very nice. At +2, we always 2-hit KO it with Zen Headbutt, so if we get some chip on that thing, which it doesn't really appreciate the matchup versus the rest of my team. The rest of my team handles Chestnut super, super well, so I half don't expect it to come. But just having that option for it is very nice, just so it doesn't stop our sweep in its tracks. And yeah, that's going to be the Zygarde. Definitely a very viable win con this week if we can weaken the checks like Slowbro and Chestnut. Not much else wants to take up +1 arrows, +1 adamant arrows. So yeah, next up is going to be our Mega Aggron. Rocking out with the filter ability, Stealth Rock, Heavy Slam, Earthquake, and Toxic. 252 HP, 172 defense, and 84 speed def with a Impish nature. So very, very defensive Aggron. This investment allows us to never be 3-hit KO by a Mega Mawile Brick Break. It is our rocker, and honestly, it's pretty much here just so I don't lose to Mawile. It is a pretty decent response to it. We do a big chunk with Earthquake and Heavy Slam, which is very nice. We can potentially Toxic switch in like Slowbro and Chestnut and stuff like that. They can switch in pretty well. And yeah, so that's going to be Aggron. It does serve as a nice flying resist for us, so you can't just willy-nilly spam Hurricane versus us. But if he is carrying Heat Wave, being that we're not very speed def, it is going to do a big chunk, so there's something we have to keep in mind. Can't really use this as a switch into Torn unless that Mawile is gone or very, very, very chipped. So yeah, that's going to be our Aggron right there. Next up, we have our Drapion, rocking with the Assault Vest, Battle Armor ability, Knockoff Pursuit, Poison Jab, Earthquake, 252 HP, 12 attack, 4 defense, 148 speed def, and 92 speed with a Jolly Nature. So this is going to be our Blacephalon check. We're never 2-hit KO'd by a Scarf Fire Blast, never O-code by a Specs Overheat, and we're never O-code by a neutral Z Fire Blast. So this is very, very important in checking Blacephalon. If we can make it to where it doesn't get the boost up, it can never knock us out with pretty much anything, and we can Pursuit Trap that thing and knock it out when it switches out, or if he wants to get cheeky, we always knock it out with a knockoff as well. Speed, we're creeping a modest Heat, I believe. I didn't want to go creep the Timid because we lost out on too much bulk, and we take hits from Timid very, very well. Just throughout our team, I'm not too scared about Rotom Frost. And Speed Tour isn't great versus me, and we do have some pretty decent checks to it. But yeah, that's going to be Drapion. Again, very, very important. We do have to scout for Z if he is, like +1 or something like that. Or honestly, we just have to really hope that he. So if he's Z, then we have things to outspeed it like Keldeo and Azelf, and we can bop it that way. And if he is choiced, then we can always take it on with our Drapion. Can't necessarily hard switch it in just in case he is like Specs Fire Blast or something like that. We obviously will be 2-hit KO'd, but if we can pivot around it and get in sets and like figure out exactly what it is, then we can definitely Pursuit Trap that guy. But yeah, so that is going to be Drapion. Next up, we have our Florges. Rocking out with Leftovers, Moonblast, Wish, Defog, Hidden Power, Fire, 252 HP, 68 defense, 124 speed def, and 64 speed with a Calm Nature. I always mix this up, Calm and Careful. This is going to be our our Hydreigon check. We're never 2-hit KO by Specs Flash Cannon, which is very, very nice. It also gives us Wish Pass for Aggron and Drapion, which is nice because those things are going to take a good amount of hits, and keeping them potentially healthy with Wish Pass is going to be amazing, especially if things like Mawile want to come in on our Florges. We can kind of just switch out and then pivot into our Aggron and then just get our health back that way, which is very, very nice. It's also our Defogger this week, in case he wants to bring Hazard Stack with. with Fortress, which is very nice, just so we don't get stacked for that. And then we're carrying HP Fire for the double steal with Fortress and Mega Mawile, just so we're not completely walled by those. We're not doing much with HP Fire to Mega Mawile, if we're being honest. But it just makes it to where we're not sub fodder, we're not setup fodder, and if he is weakened, we can knock him out with that. I believe it says around like 30-ish%. So yeah, that's going to be Florges. And then last off, we have Keldeo. Keldeo making his return this week. Going to be a Choice Scar set with Hydro Punch, Seraph, Secret Sword, and Toxic. 252 HP. 252 special attack, 4 spread F, and 252 speed with a timid nature. This is going to serve as really good speed control this week. Can outspeed a good majority of his team. If he's not, stuff like Blacephalon, stuff like that, we can outspeed, Torn if he's not Scarf, and I don't think he will be Scarf. I'm also honestly hoping to lure in his water resist with Keldeo and hitting him with a Toxic, because that helps out Zygarde later. Stuff like Slowbro and Chestnut, if I can Toxic them, that is absolutely amazing, because then they become more chipped, to where I can put them in range of like a +1 Z-Dark or +1 Zen Headbutt, something like that. And once those water resists go down, honestly, this is a great late game win con, just spamming Surf or Hydro Pump or something like that. But yeah, that's going to be Keldeo. And with that being said, let's just jump right into the battle.
Alright guys, here we are with the battle. So unfortunately we were not able to play on Wi-Fi this week just to time constraints between me and my opponent just didn't really line up scheduling wise. So unfortunately we did have to do this one on Showdown. Next week we will be back to Wi-Fi, pretty graphics and all that stuff, so yeah. But with that being said, looks like, looking at the team that Jacob said bring, looks like he went with the Mega Mawile, the Slowbro, the Torn-T, Hydreigon, Blacephalon, and Rhyperior. So, yeah, not anything too unexpected. Biggest threats are definitely the Mega Mawile, the Torn-T is pretty scary, and the Blacephalon. Those things scare me the most offensively wise. Slowbro is very, very annoying for me to break. I honestly, with the Slowbro weakened or gone, I see an endgame with Keldeo cleaning up with potential Hydro Pumps or Surf, very, very likely. Or, if that and a couple other things are weakened, Zygarde looks very, very nice in this game, being that Chestnut is not here. 1,000 Arrows is very spammable. If we can, lure in that Slowbro and knock it out with a +1 crunch, a +1 Z crunch or something like that, that would be, super, super beneficial. So yeah, with that being said, let's just jump right into the game. So right off the bat, I am going to lead off with my Aggron. I want to get off that Mega as soon as possible, just because that Mawile in the back, potentially predicting to come in, like Brick Breaking or Focus Punching a pre-Mega Aggron is not a very good idea. So we are going to go and we're going to throw off our Mega for turn 1 as he leads the Hydreigon. He turns out as we throw up the Stealth Rocks. And right here, the Slowbro comes in. Right here, I'm going to throw off a Toxic, because I value a Toxic so much on this thing. Even if I do potentially get burned by the Scald, but you're going to see we don't, thankfully. If I can get a Toxic on this thing, it's going to be much easier to wear down over the course of the game. So yeah. Next up, I am going to switch out into my Floor. Just no reason to risk the burn. This time, I'm not doing much damage with Earthquake or Heavy Slam anyways. So he is going to pull the switch out as I throw up a Wish on my floor just right here, which is very, very nice, because then I can get that health back on my Aggron. I live any one hit this goes for, besides maybe a Focus Punch, as we do switch out into our Aggron, as he pulls a double out into his Tornadoes, which is fine because I can live any one hit from this, even a Z-Fire, and I'm going to throw off a Heavy Slam. As he goes for the Heat Wave, he does about 44%, so it's not a 2-hit KO, as we do a good amount with Heavy Slam. He is running some HP, or we would have OHKO'd there. And yeah, right here, I'm going to switch out into my Keldeo, expecting another Heat Wave or maybe potentially Inferno Overdrive or something like that, as he switches out into his Slowbro, which is unfortunate, so we are going to switch out for sure. Right here, I'm going to switch out my Azelf, as he makes a good play and goes for Scald and actually gets the burn. So right here, that's going to, it's going to do a good amount to us and potentially put us into a KO range after burn and stuff like that. So right here, I'm not going to mess around. I'm just going to throw off a Shadow Ball. I really wanted to go for the Dazzling Gleam, expecting the Hydreigon to come in, but we still do a good chunk with the Shadow Ball on it coming in with that plus Rocks. So yeah, we are going to switch out into our Floor, just though no reason to stay in on this thing. As he does go for the safe U-turn, pretty, no drawback play, and goes into the Tornadoes. So right here, I am going to just throw off a Wish as he goes for the default, which is unfortunate, but I feel like I can get my Rocks up later. I want to potentially, heal up my Aggron in the back.
you know, even potentially my Azelf, something like that, as he pulls the switch into his Rhyperior. So I'm going to go for the Hidden Power Fire, expecting maybe the Mawile to come in to try and take advantage of pre-Mega. That would take a decent chunk from Hidden Power Fire. So yeah, right here I am going to switch out into my Keldeo, expecting him to get up his rocks as he does, which this does give me a pretty free Hydro Pump just to throw off. But I am going to double out into my Drapion, expecting the Slowbro to come out as he reveals Protect, which is unfortunate because now we have to switch out. Something else has to take Rocket Chip. I'm going to go into Azelf, expecting him to Earthquake, as we do get that play right, and we do avoid it due to our Levitate. And expecting him to go for the Protect again, knowing that we are Specs, probably just from the damage that Shadow Ball did to Hydreigon. I'm going to throw off a Psychic as he goes for the Protect, take a little bit more Burn Chip, so Azelf is getting very, very worn down. And right here, I'm going to double out into my Florges, expecting the Hydreigon to come in, you know, him assuming that we are Specs, which we are. So yeah, we do get that play right as he goes into the Hydreigon, which is nice. You know, being able to, you know, get that double in, because Hydreigon is very, very scary, and, you know, having our Azelf sitting in there was very, you know, not a good situation for us. So I'm going to throw up a Wish as he U-turns out, and we're going to go into our Keldeo right here, being that we can take any one hit that this thing goes for and get our health back up with the Wish. He goes for the Avalanche, I guess, expecting potentially our Zygarde to come in, but not going to do that on this thing. It can eat the arrows very well. So I'm going to go for the Hydro Pump on the Protect right here, as he's going to switch out into his Slowbro. I'm going to throw for another Hydro Pump, do 21, which definitely isn't a lot. I'm thinking this is mixed defensive, but I also think it is AV. Still has a lot of defense, you know, for stuff like Zygarde, but it took that Hydro Pump very, very well. So right here, I'm going to switch out into my Drapion, expecting the Psychic move right here. And right here, it's expecting to switch out. I'm going to go for the Pursuit, do only about 34, which is fine. It does nullify the Regenerator, which is what I wanted. I didn't want him to get all the way back up to full, kind of just limit that that recovery and stuff like that. So yeah, right here, they're going to go into their Mawile. I'm going to switch out into my Azelf, just sack that thing off. Unfortunately, it didn't really have much use left in the game, so first KO in the game is going to go to Azelf. Right here, I'm going to go into my Aggron as with any one hit. I'm going to throw up my Stealth Rocks as they go into the Slowbro, take a little bit more Poison Chip, just so we can have Rocks up on both sides of the field. I feel like they hurt them, hurts my opponent more than it hurts me. As I go into my Florges right here, and they make the double out into their Rhyperior, which is unfortunate. This thing is very, very annoying for me to deal with. A lot more annoying than I thought in prep and stuff like that. So I'm going to throw up a Wish right here. My Florges does take that hit pretty decently. And right here, I'm going to switch out into Keldeo, because again, I can take any one hit from this, get pretty much all my health back with the Wish right here, and put some pressure on their team offensively. So yeah, unfortunately with the Protect means I can't really make any aggressive double, expecting the Slowbro to come in. I do have to kind of just waste some Hydro Pump PP, which is super unfortunate because we only have 8 of those. And right here, I'm going to throw off another Hydro Pump as they go into their Mega Mawile. I'm assuming expecting my Florges double, or you know, switching into that, trying to get a Wish Up or something like that. But we do catch that Mawile, and we are able to 2-hit KO it right here with the Hydro Pump, which is very nice because that was a very, very big threat to our team offensively. As now they can just go into Slowbro, and we are pretty much forced to switch out right here. And yeah, they're going to go for the Scald, trying to catch the Drapion or something. I figured Florges was my best middle ground play. I'm not wishing up on much more. And right here, I can throw up one more Wish before getting taken out by the Psyshock, just to potentially, you know, get something up, some more health really quick. In like a last-ditch effort. So right here, Drapion is going to come out again, just so I can take advantage of that Wish. And right here, I'm going to go for the knockoff opposed to the Pursuit. I could have kept it low, but I did want to knock off the lefties on this Rhyperior coming in, because that kind of nullifies its Protect, you know, shenanigans and getting up health like that. Right here, I'm going to switch into my Aggron, knowing I can live one Earthquake from this thing, taking only about like 20-ish% from that, and then I can outspeed it and go for a Toxic, and pretty much, you know, put this thing on a timer to where it can't just, you know, sit here and Protect in front of my team and install all my PP and stuff like that. So yeah, Aggron is going to go down. We are down a little bit, but this game definitely is still winnable. I'm going to go into my Keldeo right here as they do switch out into their Slowbro right here. I'm just going to throw off the Surf, trying to preserve the amount of Hydro Pumps I have left as they go into Slowbro. I'm going to switch out into Drapion as they double out into Tornadus. So right here, expecting them to try and maybe get some regen back. I am going to go for the Pursuit to try and catch that and potentially knock this thing out. But they do go for the go for the defog, which is also a good play just for the Blacephalon in the back. So we don't end up knocking this thing out, which is unfortunate, as they go for the Supersonic Sky Strike right here, which we do live always, and I'm just going to go for another Pursuit just in case and knock out this Tornadus. So 4-3 right now. It's still definitely winnable as they go into their Blacephalon, which is very scary, but we do handle this thing pretty well, as we do still have our Keldeo in the back to offensively check it as they go for the Flamethrower knockout thing. We see they get the speed boost, so right here we're going to just go for the Hydro Pump and knock this thing out. And yeah, bring it down, you know, to 3-2 right here. I'm not going to switch out right here. My best game plan is to whittle this thing down and hopefully put it in range of Z-Crunch, you know, after a Dragon Dance, and potentially set up with my Zygarde when hope the Hydreigon isn't Scarf in the back, as they do overpredict and go for the Ice King, expecting me to switch into that. But yeah, I am able to get some Hydro Pump and some Toxic Chip off before Keldeo goes down to the Slowbro right here, and now we can go into our Zygarde. I am going to throw off a Dragon Dance. I always live an Ice Beam from this thing. As long as I don't get frozen or I don't get Scald Burned, we still do have a potential shot in this. So we do get the Dragon Dance off, as it takes a little bit more Poison Chip. And right here, we're just going to throw off the Rock Punch. It was definitely in range of it, even if it was max defense. So that is a kill for Zygarde. As they go into the Hydreigon, this game is still definitely winnable if they're not Scarf Hydreigon, which unfortunately they are. So down goes Zygarde, and unfortunately we drop this game 2-0. So this was a very good game. GG to Jacob. I had a lot of fun playing this game despite the loss. It was very, very intense, very long game, which is very fun. On Wi-Fi, this game would have taken a long time to record. So I guess that is a kind of a blessing in disguise. But yeah, again, GG's. Hopefully we can bounce back next week. I believe we play Silver, you know, who is a very, very good battler, but I believe we do have a team, you know, to where we can, you know, pick the win on him. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy, be sure to drop a subscription just so you can catch that battle as it goes up next week. And thank you guys so much for watching. Later.